Welcome to your weekend focus for November the 20th, the 21st, and the 22nd, 2015. My name is Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly. And before we begin, let me thank you for your likes, your shares, for just showing up, for all the support, for all the love you send my way each and every day. Truly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. Now let's get to the cards. We start with the Five of Swords, and wow, if this isn't a representation of what so many of us have been through, but we are on the other side of walking through the fires. Even if you don't feel that in your surroundings yet, because there is still, there's a lot of energy happening in the sky. But we have come through the worst of the worst. We've come through the fires. We hold our sword up. Look, we don't even look tired in this picture. You think, we would feel exhausted, but we don't. We know where we're going now. We know what we have to accomplish. We know our strengths. We know our weaknesses. We know what we value. We know where we need to draw the line in the sand when it comes to obligations and responsibilities, what we take on and what we don't. So this is a card that really, if you don't know this, then definitely you are going to have incredible insight as the weekend plays out for yourself, because we do have the Four of Swords. Well, we actually have awesome cards. Hang on a second. If you're not sure still, okay, the fact that you've come through those fires means that you have gained a wisdom, a strength, a determination to go forward on your path now, and you're ready to. You feel empowered. You feel strengthened. And if you don't, then tap into it, because it's there inside of you. We have the Fool. This really represents the brand new journeys that we are stepping into. And actually, I think that we are on this new path, but it doesn't feel like a new path yet. Because there's just never, in reality, there's not a cutoff point. There's not a real start line. So we carry over some energy with us. We carry over some baggage with us. We carry over some insecurities with us. So sometimes when we are on the start of the path, it doesn't feel like the start of the path at all. Others of you are raring to go and you feel the path around you, but many of you feel like you're still in the old path or you're not moving forward. Now, the Fool doesn't give us a lot of information about our path forward. And sometimes the Fool can stand for, watch where you step. Okay, because many times the Fool is on this cliff. And so you have to watch your step. You don't want to just fall down. Other times it's taking that leap of faith, knowing that that's where you're stepping, but believing in yourself and God, that things will fall together, that they will come together, and going with the flow. So we are embarking really on, and it's in one area of your life, or it could be several areas of your life, because it blends. So this could be relationships. This could be a new relationship coming in, and it would be out of the blue. It would be that chance meeting. It would be somebody, maybe setting you up, and you're not even feeling like you even want to show up, because these things always go badly. And that's what you're telling yourself, and then you go and you just click. This could be work. This could be thinking that you got passed over on a promotion, or maybe they didn't phone and you put your application in, you were so sure you made a good impression, and they didn't phone, and you kind of give up on that avenue or that path, and then they do phone, they do get in contact with you. This could be everything coming together to start a new business, something that you've had on the back burner for perhaps years. And all of a sudden, the hope is renewed. Your inner strength, your empowerment is renewed because of it. You get excited, you get passionate about where you're going. And I think that is a lot of it. We get passionate about where we're going because obviously when we look like this coming through the fires, we are passionate now about where we are going. We are standing up straight. We are well armed, okay? Every one of those swords is a lesson learned, is wisdom taken in. Surety in our step. Self-confidence. And then we have the Four of Swords. So please, don't overdo it this weekend. Rest, relaxation, prayer, meditation are all very important. Extremely important when this card comes up because it could affect your health. And when we are not feeling well, we can't accomplish anything the way we want to accomplish anything. We can't even meditate, or there's just no concentration there. So we want to make sure that we're not burning ourselves out. We want to make sure that we are booking time for ourselves, making ourselves important each and every day. Taking the time out for us, for ourselves, me time. It's so vitally important this weekend. Now, the Four of Swords is typically the soldier, the warrior that comes off the battlefield. So typically, we're coming off the battlefield. We've walked through the fires. And we take off our armor and we hang up our weapons and we give thanks. And when it comes down to it, we don't give thanks for the material aspects of our life. We give thanks for the love, the people, the beauty that surrounds us. So make sure that you are taking time to not only notice, but to be grateful and to give thanks for the people that are in your life, for the beauty that does surround you, for the wisdom that you've gained in the battle to get to this point in time. Now, we have 72 deception. Wow, now. Don't deceive yourself. We're still kind of in, Chiron's very busy this weekend. Okay, he's making aspects with the moon. I think Uranus he's making aspects. Anyways, and I don't know astrology all that well. I pay attention to it because I think it's very important. It gives us clues. Excuse me. But I'm a tarot card reader. I'm sticking with that, okay? But so we don't want to deceive ourselves. We don't want to allow ourselves a deception. And for us to deceive ourselves. Okay? So that could play out in many ways. Okay? So you might feel like going out and spending a lot of money on a big ticket item. And that might be the thing that you're supposed to do this weekend. But it might be that you are trying to avoid something else in your life. So you figure this will be a feel-good solution. Whenever we lean towards a feel-good solution, chances are it's not going to make us feel good. In fact, 3 or 4 days later, we really regret spending that money on that purchase. Or maybe it's binge eating. Maybe it's smoking. Maybe it's drinking. Maybe it's using drugs. Maybe it's not trying to get ourselves going in the morning and kind of laying around and not getting anything accomplished during the day. Those are many ways that we can deceive ourselves into thinking that we're going to be doing one thing and it's going to make us feel great. And, at the end of the day or several days later, we do not feel good about it at all. Because we didn't want to look ourselves in the eye. So back to Chiron, the wounded healer. Many of us are still, and especially when we come through a battle as intense as many of us have, we have scars, we have wounds. We need to care for ourselves. We need to heal from those wounds, those scars, those tears, those sorrows. We need to understand the wisdom that was brought to us through those lessons, through those trials, through those tribulations. And so if something comes to be, and sometimes something can happen in our past, it could be very buried in in your subconscious, and you don't even realize that you are leading your life in a certain way based on what somebody said a long time ago to you, or somebody did a long time ago, or what you did or said a long time ago. And yet it's engraved in your subconscious. And so something new might actually happen in your life that will bring the same set of feelings forward for you to deal with those feelings so that you can move forward on the path. Excuse me. You know, the Fool is a brand new path, and we don't want to be taking the baggage with us. We don't want to take the old untruths that we have been believing to this point. It might be the very reason we shop too much, or we spend too much, or we binge eat, or we drink, or we're just not kind to ourselves in one way or another. And so it's learning to love you. It's learning to know that you are deserving, that you are worthy. Let's get the angels going here, shall we? So, and I love the numbers actually, okay? Because we have 5, which is the adventure. You know, we're feeling adventurous. We're feeling, but on the other hand, the Fool is the 0 point. And then on the other hand, we have 4. So we want that balance and we want that security. So I think we're almost feeling like we're being pulled in different directions because, yes, we want the adventure and we want the excitement and we want the new path, and yet we want the security and knowing where the next step is supposed to be. And then we have 9. 7 plus 2 is 9. So that is the ending of the path, is to realize where we deceive ourselves, or maybe we're deceiving somebody else. Maybe somebody else is being very deceiving to us. And it's looking through it. It's understanding. It's not allowing what we want to have in our lives cloud over what's really there in our lives. We want to look it in the eye this weekend. We want to truly understand where the deceptions lay and why we deceive ourselves. And many times it's just because we don't want to look at certain aspects, and usually because it's hard and it's hurtful and it brings up painful memories. You know, the deception might be that, let's say you were in a beautiful relationship and it just ended, and you're still punishing yourself like you must have done something wrong because it was beautiful and it was wonderful. And so you don't want to definitely get into another relationship because, my goodness, you did something wrong. You don't even know what it was. It wasn't you. You didn't do anything wrong. That person was brought into your life to teach you a lesson, to give you wisdom, to give you understanding, for you to experience happiness, joy, sadness. And sometimes that's their only mission, and then they need to move on so that you can get ready for the relationship that is to be in your life. So sometimes we hang on to the things that were so beautiful in our lives before that we can't ever think that it could be that beautiful again, and it can be. And sometimes it's the preparation that we've gone through in order to actually experience that in our life. Because it's not always we're looking at the negative in our life in the past. Sometimes we can't move forward because it was just so magical and beautiful in one way or another in our lives in the past. And maybe it even hurts to look back on it because you remember the happiness and the joy. And then you look in the mirror and you go, I'm not that happy and I'm not that joyful right now. But it's to come. So don't deceive yourself that the best part is over, because it's not. And believe you're deserving. Love yourself. And let's see what the angels are going to tell us. Well, we have the page of Gabriel. Energetic, brave, optimistic, and playful. Follow your passion. You are ready for any challenge. Opportunities for excitement and adventure. So follow your passions. Follow your dreams. You are ready for any challenge. You know, you are already on this path, I think, the new path, even if you don't feel it underneath your feet right now, or you don't feel it surrounding you right now. You are on this path and you are ready. I think we're all ready to break into new, beautiful, passionate energy, filling our desires, filling our wants, filling our needs. Opportunities for excitement and adventure. The Nine of Raphael. Make a wish. Dreams become reality. A joyful time of life. So, I mean, this energy, I mean, we have the Fool in the very middle here. We've come through the fires. And I think, you know, a lot of times we sit there and the last 2.5, 3 years, and some of you, it's been the last decade. It's been fire after fire after fire, and as soon as you think that you are through the fire, another fire begins. And so many of you are sitting there waiting that new fire to begin. You're expecting things to go south because it has so much. And these cards are telling you, make a wish, dreams become reality. Imagine it. Expect it. The Ace of Ariel. These are all moving forward, wonderful cards. It's your lucky day. New resources of money, time, and support. Change in job or a promotion. And I think I was saying something like that. Like all of a sudden, something changes in your life and just makes it spectacular. Wonderful, joyous, new resources of money, time, or support. A change in a job or promotion. So expect the good things to happen. Start expecting them. Start understanding that you are deserving of it. The Ten of Raphael. Love and blessings fill your life. Harmonious relationships with family members, happily ever after. And aren't we working towards that? Each and every one of us in our own special and unique way. The happily ever after. Love and blessings fill your life. So look around. And yes, like I said with the Four of Swords, look around you and understand the blessings that already surround you and be grateful for what you already have in your life, because you're just going to add to that now. You're just going to grow incredible in your life. Relationships, harmonious relationships with family members, with friends, with people at work and co-workers. Look at the green in this card. The green speaks of abundance. And we got like aces and nines and tens here. I wonder what the last card is going to be. You can be free. Make a courageous choice to change your situation, not seeing things clearly. And I think that's where, with the deception. that we need to see things clearly in order to allow all the beauty in. So you need to look at it. You need to understand it. You need to pull it apart. You need to dissect it. You don't need to, you almost need to detach yourself from the emotion of the experience so that you can fully understand it. And that's a very easy thing to say, and it's a very hard thing to do. But the more you can detach yourself from the experience that you're viewing from the past, the emotion, the trauma, the chaos that you are looking at, on how it formed your life going forward, the more you can be maybe the diplomat and just bringing in the information and gaining a new understanding and a new wisdom from it. That's when you understand that you can actually break free of past patterns, past behaviors, to step into where you want to be, who you want to be, to understand why you want to be. You can be free. Make a courageous choice to change your situation. And I think the courageous choice to change your situation is really just being totally honest with yourself, not trying to deceive yourself, not trying to ignore an emotion or a situation by going to some vice that has always kind of brought you that unstable security, for lack of a better term. So it's going out and drinking, or it's doing drugs, or it's binge eating because it makes you feel good for in that moment. And that moment might be long enough to push those emotions back down where they came from and for you to go on your path. So it takes a courage, it takes a strength to look at what makes us tick and understand it fully so that we can be free, that we can move towards our happily ever after. And until we meet again, remember, I do love you.